Hey everybody, thank you for coming to Two Wheels Av channel. If you're watching this video, then most likely you purchased yourself a Yamaha MT03 or a Yamaha R3 tail tidy. Now, this particular tail tidy will actually work on both models. The only difference is just the plugs for the turn signals. That is the only difference. So if you have an R3 or a MT03, both of them are exactly the same except for the turn signals. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take off the rear seat. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let me put my headset on here. Sorry guys. All right, let's go ahead and take off the rear seat. There we go. Just like that, just easy as that. I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Got my buddy in the background laughing at me, which is cool. I'd rather have my friends laugh at me than not laugh at you, right? All right, there we go. All right, so while we're at it, let's go ahead and... All right, so put this down. Now, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna lift up this cover here. I'm gonna take this cover out. Normally, it has little clips that go into the side here, and you'd pull the clip out on both sides in order to take the cover out. So there we go. I'm gonna take that off. Now, in order to expose the turn signals, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a 4mm Allen key and take them out of here. So let's go ahead and grab one of those. 4mm Allen. So you got to take off this little plastic cover here in order to get to your turn signals. Not only do you have to take off this plastic cover, but you're also going to have to take off the rider seat as well in order to get to the turn signals. So go ahead and just, if you see what I did there, just kind of pull up and then back. Easy. Okay, what I like to do is I like to put the bolts back in here so that way you don't lose them. Put it on the ground nicely so you don't lose it. Now, next thing we want to do is we want to take a 8mm socket in order to take off the rider seat. So let's grab a socket, 8mm. And I'm gonna have to switch to a, let's see here. Okay, 8mm. So if you're watching this, I just want to tell you right now, thank you very much. I appreciate your business. If you have any questions at all or any concerns or anything, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Just give me a call on the business line. You can find that on the website. All right, cool. So go ahead and take that off. All right, again, I like to put the bolts in so that way you don't lose them. All right, so now it's going to expose your turn signal. So as you can see, he already has this, he already has the tail tidy on, but I wanted to do a video because I had a couple people reach out to me that purchased this recently and said that the pictures were clear, however, they were really up close, so it made it a little hard to see what to do exactly. So I wanted to do a quick video just to show everybody. So if you follow down in here, this right here is going to be your license plate light. So what you would do is you would just push down right here in order to take that off, push down. Your right turn signal is going to be your white connector, and then your left turn signal, which is down here. It's kind of funny how they did this. It's a little bit farther up. The white turn signal kind of hangs back a little bit. So again, your left turn signal is going to be the black connector. So go ahead and pull that out. So now you have all three connectors. Right connector, right turn signal, the white connector. Left turn signal is the black connector, and then this is your license plate light. Now on the R3 model, these turn signal connectors are going to be a little bit different, but it all goes together the same way. So one thing I want to show you is, if you see these long bolts here, these are 1 1/4 inch bolts, and they have locking nuts on them. And if you look right here, underneath of the locking nut is a washer. So when you put the little plate on, let me show you. Oops, sorry. So this cover, you're gonna put this cover on, okay? And this cover, you're gonna stick the bolts through with the washer to put the cover on. And before you do that, because whenever I ship it to you in your box, it's going to be all together. So you're going to unscrew the plate, the actual tail tighty from this. You're going to unscrew those small little bolts, and you're going to put the cover on. And before you put the cover on, you want to make sure that you put your turn signals up through the hole first. So put your turn signals up through the hole, and then push the cover up against the bottom of the undertail. Put the bolts in, and then while you're doing that, because it's only going to take you a minute to tighten these down, then you're going to take your tail tighty, and you're going to push your tail tighty flush up against this cover here, and then you're going to take your other provided bolts, and the other provided bolts are actually going to screw down into the plate, because on the plate I have what they call locking hardware. They're called PEM hardware. So you're going to put your bolt through the washer and screw it down into the plate. So let me go get a plate and show you guys something here. Okay, here's a perfect example. Okay, so as you can see, this is the PEM hardware. You see that? Those are what they call the PEM hardware. Those are what you're going to screw into. You can see the way it looks from a side view. So you're going to take this plate and you're going to push it flush up against the bottom here, and then screw down those bolts there and put it in. Now, I feel like at this point I should probably undo it for you guys just to show you how it works here. Let me go ahead and do that for you guys. I'd hate to unscrew it because I think you guys can get it, but just put the connectors up through. Hang on one second. Okay, everybody, I'm back. So I wanted to explain this to you guys. So when you get this bike brand new, or maybe you purchase it from a private seller, the one thing you're going to notice is most of the time, especially on the OEM one, you're going to notice that the bolts that come through, you're going to actually have 4 10mm locking nuts right here, 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 and here. You're going to have to unbolt those after you unplug your turn signals and your license plate light. You're going to have to unbolt those in order to drop down your OEM fender eliminator. Now this particular bike, it already has a 2-wheel ZAV tail tighty. So the reason why I'm doing this, just to touch base with you guys again, is the pictures that I provided for a couple people. One person mentioned that the pictures were a little too close, And even though the picture of the picture quality was good, they were just a little too close for him to understand exactly what was going on. So that's why I wanted to make this video for you guys. So anybody that wants to relate to the YouTube install video, you can. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna unscrew on this. Now remember, this is the 2-wheel Zav tail tidy. This is not the OEM one, because the OEM one actually has 10mm bolts that you're gonna have to unscrew. This one is the 2-wheel Zav version. So I wanted to show you this, so that way everybody can understand what we're doing here. So if you look down in there, let me take this off. If you look down in there, you're gonna see that PEM hardware. So this bolt here actually screws down right into the PEM hardware, and that's what locks the plate on to the bike. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off too and drop the plate down just so you guys can see a little bit more clear on how this works. All right, hang on one second here. Let me put my headset back on. If you have any questions, let me know. I actually reached out to the dealership when I first originally designed this plate to see if they had another tail tidy available. I'm sorry. Well, okay. Now, I got the bolt to see if they have another MT03. But the MT03 that they had on the floor, they actually sold. So that's why I'm using this particular bike. Now, as you can see, let me take these out of here. Oh, well, wait, no, we'll keep these in here. So, now, whenever you, okay, now let me get behind the bike and show you something here. Now, if you see the bike, I'm sorry, if you see the plate, the wires go into this little pocket here. There's the PEM hardware. Your turn signals will run right behind this little cover plate, this little backer plate, and that's what hides the wires from a side view, okay? So when I send it to you, this cover here is gonna be bolted to this plate. So all you're gonna do is you're just gonna take I barely have them threaded in, by the way. So you're gonna take those bolts out. You're gonna put those bolts aside like that, okay? Put them aside. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your turn signals up into the bike. Just have them sitting there up into the bike, okay? You're just gonna have them sitting here. Have the plate resting on your tire, and you're gonna bolt. You're gonna bolt this cover plate. Now you're gonna bolt the 2 bolts closest to the rear light, your rear brake light. Put those bolts through. Okay, so you're gonna put the washer on, and then you're gonna put your locking nuts on. Okay, just like that. And then these holes are open. Remember, those holes are open. The reason why those holes are open is so you can take those bolts there and with the washers on them and stick them down and put the plate on. So I'll show you how this works. Let me go ahead and put this on here. I will make another video as soon as I get another one in stock at the dealership. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and line it up, put it flush up on the bottom there, and then take your hardware. Well, let me reach down and grab it. I'll put one on the tire to balance it here. Oops, hang on a second here. Okay, so put that through. Okay, now we're going to, you could also do it like this. Now pull the wires up Now bring it up towards the bottom there. You can see it. You can, because you push your bolt through. You can see your bolt. Can you see your bolt? Now stick it onto the plate. Here, let me take this off so I can show you guys a little bit better here. Let me pull this bolt with the washer back out so I can show you. Okay, there you go. Now put your plate right on the bottom, flush up against the bike. You can see those PIM hardwares, they're lining up. Now that they're lined up, now thread your bolt through and it will thread right down into the plate. Okay, that will thread right down into the plate. Just make it kind of loose. Don't tighten it up all the way yet, and then do the other side. Okay, grab your other bolt. Walk to the other side of the bike. Line it up. There it is. After you line it up, thread it in there. Okay, now this is where you want to. Now these are locking PIM hardware, so it's not going to take a lot of force. Just as soon as you start to feel it like snug up and where it wants to stop, just let me do the other side. Okay, give it a nice turn. Right there is good. You don't want to overdo it. I mean, if you look at your plate on the bottom, it's going to be snug right up against there. There you go. Let me just check the side again. Yeah, it's good. Okay, now plug your turn signals back in. Right turn signal goes to the white connector. Left turn signal goes to your black connector. And then your license plate light will plug right, this is your license plate light, will plug right back in there. This clip goes like that, okay? And then just kind of tuck your wires away inside. I like to lay these wires down just like that. Now before I start putting the bike back together, let me just kind of give you an idea of what it's supposed to look like. Remember, got the bolts closest to the seat, thread down inside the plate. These bolts come up from the bottom with the washer and the nuts. Those ones also have washers. So this is what it looks like, just like that. If you guys have any questions, please give me a call. I can send you some pictures as well. Have a great day.